My name is Peggy O'Neil. I'm a professional home economist and I'm the executive producer and creative director of Song Inside Inc. And it's a Canadian arts and entertainment corporation that is capable of doing print, radio, and television. I've started with radio. I do a Saturday morning show called Food for the Future, and we bring the humanities to today's food dialogue. Well, I've been in agriculture my whole life. I'm a farm girl from Middlesex County, so Ontario's west coast. And I grew up in the meadows, picking daisies and smelling the clover. And that sounds so poetic, but it was very formative in my early years to see the sunrise and set and to work with the land and on the land and watch the seasons change and see how my family was making a living. And then I went to agricultural college and started working in healthcare, in nutrition. And I started working at the university in 2008, and I thought I wanted to say something that I didn't think was being said, or maybe not in one spot. And so I created the show to bring the humanities, so philosophy, history, and creativity to today's food dialogue. But I also wanted to bring a positive message. I know there's a lot of challenges, and I'm not starry-eyed about all that needs to happen in the agri-food space, globally, locally, and even in our own homes. But I wanted to offer something inspiring because I was starting to feel a little overwhelmed, and a lot of people I talked to were starting to feel a little overwhelmed, and that was leading to inaction. So I wanted to share some of the positive stories, some of the things that were happening so that together we could move the dial. And I also wanted to highlight farmers and families because I think they actually have a shared voice. We can sort of see them. Farmers can't produce food for any less and families can't pay any more, so they seem like they are far apart in the continuum, but they actually both face a lot of the same challenges, a lot of debt, a lot of mortgages, tight timelines, deadlines, uncertainty in the future. So I created the show to try to bridge those conversations and to offer something hopefully inspiring every week. So I always loved not just the food shows, but how they were a little oasis of hope and that they were always so positive. You know, you made something and it was beautiful and it was aesthetic and it was a distraction from the news that came after the show or whatever was going on, pressures on the farm. And so that I want to do that too. I want to get into media, and I had developed a viewpoint by the time I started the show and thought, well, I actually have a message and something I want to say too. So I'm going to go for it. If I hear no's and I don't pull it off, I can't close the show or I don't get sponsors or 4 shows in, I have no more ideas, I still want to take that chance. So that's why I started, and here we are. And it's a 4-year-old company, but it has been just over a year that I've been on the air. I've had many wins, really. I have an incredible team that I work with, wonderful sponsors, a great network and station. Like truly, they are all amazing. But 2 things that kind of define who we are is number 1, starting at the global stage and then down to the strawberry patch, is the United Nations director of the Food and Agriculture Organization for the North American office did my 2nd show. And I know it's hard to close high profile guests, but they believed in me from the time I started this show. So I think that that's pretty great for a startup. And that message went out to many, many nations. And I had United Nations back on the show last year for World Food Day, and they promote the show in their newsletter. So for a startup, that's a really big deal. And so it talks to the message that not only I have, but that we share, because it's very much a dialogue on the show. And then the other win is just the joy and happiness and the response that I heard when I had someone who worked in a berry patch talking about picking berries and making jam. And when I asked for an endearing story, she said, oh, I have one, I know exactly what I'm gonna say. And she had said how many first dates she saw in the berry patch. I use what a small business would start out with, which is the tax support and the Canada Corp compliance. I got regular market updates, I got strategic advice. Should I, if I put this much money here, what's my return on investment? Not from market investments, but where should I allocate my resources? What are the tax breaks? So that I could be really smart and have every single dollar that I earned as a new business work for me and get me something back. And so the FBC team answered my questions that I had and really helped me avoid very, very costly mistakes, costly capital mistakes, and costly operating mistakes. I chose FBC because everything I needed, they had. It didn't matter what it was, someone in FBC had their hands on it and could talk to someone else in FBC same day or instantly because it was in the system and get the answer. And I felt across the portfolio of my needs, I would be tended to very well by the organization. And I actually was. I have experienced being oversold and underdelivered, and I find that FBC sold and overdelivered. So it's very rare I got what I was promised, and on time, on budget, on quality high. And so that's why I would promote them. And I think they're incredibly professional. They have a real great demeanor. And I just feel that they care about me. So they deliver what they promise and they care. I actually went live and launched after meeting FBC, even though I was already a Canadian Corp, because I knew I could do it when I had FBC as my partner. There was things that was stopping me from moving forward. I didn't know how to run a Canada Corp. I didn't know Income Tax Act. I didn't know all these things. So that fear stopped me from getting my product to market. So even though I was incorporated, I didn't actually launch till I had FBC. And it was the certainty I had in working with them that I actually could do it. I don't think I have ever waited 24 hours for a return call, return email, return, a return to whatever it is that's concerning me. And that's a testament to the care that my representative, Greg Schonecker, gives me. But he really does care, It's not that he's doing it for show or customer satisfaction surveys or anything like that. He sincerely cares. Personally, I would like to say thank you, because I would not have been where I am today without FBC, its network, its knowledge, and its sincere care in what it is that I'm doing in my success. So thank you, FBC.